Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers. Thank you so much for joining us today for Q&A. I want to continue to my next question, and I want to come back to you, Zakaria. This is talking about stress management and anxiety, and the question is, how can one manage stress and anxiety to better their daily lives?
Okay, it's a good question actually, and what I can tell to the person who asked is like the best way to manage your stress, your daily stresses. One of the things I can tell you is have a structured daily routine. You know, if your day is actually structured and like you have from the morning time that it is this thing that you have to accomplish, after morning this, at the end of the day you are kind of more occupied to think about things that are beyond your capabilities. And most of the things that people who are stressed are the thing that usually cause them to be stressed is like they have nothing to do, and that's the time the thoughts are coming. So most of the time, if your day is structured and you have a daily routine that even tomorrow you know what you are doing, it's kind of your routine is kind of repetitive, and it's kind of every goal there's something you're achieving, so it can help you reduce your stress. The other thing I can say is actually exercise can help to reduce your stresses, and I usually advise people maybe to go to the gym, maybe go to the sporting areas. You remember when we were kids, you have a lot of things that your mother has sent to you, but you don't care. You just go play, that you are living in the moment. You enjoy, you play the thing that you're thinking about. Even you know your mother gonna cane you when you come back, but those things are not stressing you right now.
Yeah.
If you deal like that when it comes to stress, if you deal like that, like you engage yourself in meaningful sport activities, it can help you reduce your stress. The other thing is also developing working with a support group, because what's help you with this one is like you have people who are taking care of you. Even the people who you can open up the things that are stress and that are beyond your abilities to handle. And what you know is they say problem shared is half solved. So instead of you dying alone in your room and you are unable to deal with this thing, you may even share with your young brother, young cousin, and they may have a better options for you. The other thing is also consider the people who you are interacting with. There's some people who usually stresses you. They're always bombarding with you issues that you are not able with. Even when it comes to school, when it comes to work related issues, they're always in chaotic. They won't give you a moment that you will enjoy for yourself. After you solve this problem, they'll be telling you, oh, you had this issue to solve. So it's like they're not leaving you to live the moment. At least be happy. So I will tell you also consider the people you are hanging around with. A lot of time there are people who drains you. They drain your energy. They want to bring anything important to your life. So try to cut those people and be friend with people who are benefiting you. Because I usually consider as friend as a mutual benefit. If you're not benefiting anything from your friend, leave that person. So if he or she is draining you, know that this is the moment for you to change this person so that they will no longer stress you.
Thank you so much, Zakaria, for bringing out all those aspects, and I love the aspect of the support system and opening up to other people. The only thing maybe I will add is make sure the place you are opening up to is safe. Ensure you create a safe haven for yourself, because I don't think not everybody has the capacity to handle everything. So make sure the people that you're opening up to are people that you're safe with and people who can like protect you or anything. Let me go to Aisha, and before I go to the next question, Zakaria talked to us about sport, like part of the routine work that somebody needs to come up with. And I'm thinking of the moment somebody mentions routine, we're talking about work, school, and ABCD, and he also captured sport. What other routine can somebody develop or come up with, specifically somebody maybe who's not working, who's not going to school, who is maybe just stay at home mom, or somebody who's just like staying at home currently?
I do believe even the house is work.
Okay. I like
even
that.
the house is work on its own. If I'm working outside and I'm earning money, I'm also working inside the house to maintain that money. You see? So when we talk about people who stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, we are at a generation where we have stay-at-home dads.
Yes, we do.
You really admire.
We're also tired working.
It's all of us. It's all of us, not only one person.
Okay.
Anyway, so when we are talking about stay-at-home individuals, stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, even people who have left school recently, or you're still waiting for the next phase or thing in your life to happen, I do believe routine is also key. Your routine can be, I don't believe that there's anyone on this earth who has only 2 goals in life.
Okay.
Which is eating and sleeping. We all have things we want to achieve. We all have people who we admire. We all have people who we want to be like. Or there's also that individual, unique individual that we think we want to be. So, are you working towards that? Can we have a routine? Can you have a routine working towards that person? Maybe you've not memorized the Quran all those years, but now you have the time to memorize the Quran. Maybe you've not met with your friends for a very long time, so now you have time to meet with your friends. Maybe you want to develop yourself in terms of a skill that you want to learn. That's your time to learn the skill. Maybe you also want to learn how to read or write, or you want to learn how to make friends, or you want to learn how to do something in particular. Create a routine surrounding that. Have goals. Create the routine from those goals. And then another thing that I want to add is we all have triggers. Just as Zakaria said, we all have triggers. There's something that brings about the stress and the anxiety. So if, for example, if you're someone who, let's say you don't like going to work early, or you're a last minute kind of a person, but then because you're a last minute kind of a person, you are very stressed whenever you're in the matatu, or you're in your car, or you're on a motorbike, because nowadays that's our very convenient way whenever we are late. So what you do is, instead of just creating those opportunities whereby you're stressed and anxious, do something about them. Learn how to work towards them. Learn how to work with them. If waking up early is a problem, then maybe do some things that you need to do in the morning and the evening, so that when you wake up, it becomes much more easier for you to just commute and think about other things, but not those ones. If you can be able to just work around your routine, it becomes much more easier. And then techniques such as the way we talked about, journaling, reading, swimming, playing football, having the support group, all those are important. At the end of the day, nourish yourself so that your stress and anxiety do not become your way of living. And I think I had talked about this during the mental health awareness event. There's toxic stress that has been in your body for a very long time. And the worst part about toxic stress is it alters your nervous system. Your nervous system gets used to being stressed. And then the worst thing is, when you get used to being stressed, you look for stress so that you can become stressed, because that's how your body is now functioning. So undo that cycle.
Wow, I think the only thing I can say is wow, because Munira mentioned a lot of things that I can relate to myself. Specifically that point of, like, we have been maybe in a prolonged anxious state, or in a prolonged stress state, and now once you're out of it, your system and your body is not used to that calm, and now you're looking for specific ways of recreating that stress or those anxieties.
Just so that I can come in and it becomes relatable even to people. Have you ever traveled outside Nairobi? Like, because we are so used to being in Nairobi,
yes.
You're used to being always anxious.
Yeah.
You're always used to, like, doing 1, 2, 3.
Rush,
and
rush,
then
rush.
And then let's say you go for vacation. just go to Mombasa and see how people are so chill. Naambia mambo haina matata. Mambo haina matata, niuzie kaimanti, nipatie bajia.
And it does not even necessarily mean that we are more productive than people from Mombasa or people from coastal areas.
I know.
The other aspect that you mentioned about having goals and nourishing yourself, I was listening to a lady on TikTok. Actually, it's more of like a podcast conversation on TikTok, and I remember she mentioned an aspect of like, what will this year be remembered for you? Like the way there's that specific year that you graduated from university, there's that specific year that you graduated from high school that you always don't forget. There's that specific year that you got married. So she was like, what is the one goal that you want you to be remembered for this year? And she also mentioned about what are the 4 skills that you would love to achieve from this year, whichever year is. And we're already in March, and I was like, okay, I have already missed January and February, and March is almost over, but I still have to come up with mine. I have only come with 2 skills so far. I haven't managed to come with the other 2. But the goal I set for myself was to enhance my spirituality and develop a better connection with the Almighty, the Higher Creator. So I think also that's one of the things that you can make it like a goal and actively work towards. And trust you me, it really helps in part of the stress management and dealing with mental illnesses. Before I go to the next question, I don't know, Zakaria, if there's anything you would love to add to this conversation?
What I can also add about way to manage your stress, the work-life balance actually is so important. As a person who is working, maybe also as a student, one of the best quote I ever had was like, it was saying that work on yourself the way you work for your job. You know, the way you are there on time, you don't want to miss the deadline, all those stuffs. So the priorities and the goals that you set for yourself also, you need to work like that. Because at the end of the day, you are achieving other people's accomplishment, but you are not achieving for yourself. That will be stressing you at the end of the day. And the other thing is also spirituality. Spirituality is very important when it comes to stress management, because as a Muslim you believe that if you are fighting with your Lord and that you are sinning day and night, there's no day you will be feeling as rahatul bal, which is content in your heart. There's, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised that for the one who is always with looking, as the way you rush to the counselor, or as the way you rush to any person who is in your support group, also run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever you are dealing with issues. Because even the Prophet ﷺ used to say to Bilal that whenever he feel constrained in heart, he used to tell him, arihna bina bis-salah ya Bilal. So meaning that you feel comfortable and relief in spirituality. So as a Muslim, we have more advantage. The way the techniques as therapists or psychologists we are giving, it can work for someone and it may not work for someone else. But the techniques that the Prophet and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given, that's 100% assurance. You see, if you follow it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they will never lie to you. So the thing that you are being ordained to do is our betterment. So always follow that one, you will feel better and you will feel relief with your stress life.
So just to add on that one, and the fact that it can be that you're praying, you're doing things, but at the same time you're not getting that fulfillment from your life, you're constantly in that stress and anxiety, that shows there's something else that's there. So something else that you might need therapy with, or you might need an intervention with someone. So it's always important, as much as you're going for the spiritual nourishment, you look for the kind of ibadah that works for you. I'm not a sheikh or anything, but the small knowledge, the small atom of knowledge that I have, I know that if my friend prayer works for them, it might not work for me.
Yeah.
But if I am doing dua and I am feeling that I am there,
or dhikr,
yeah, or Quran, because personally I like when I'm reading Quran, because I will go with it, but it's not my first ibadah that I go to when I'm stressed or anxious. When I'm stressed or anxious, I'll rather go take wudu and then sit down and then pray. When I pray, I feel that, oh, okay, while in the prayer, I'll be thinking about the issue sometimes, and then by the time I'm finishing the prayer, I have a solution for it. I have a solution for it. And it's not that I'm thinking of like, I'm distracting myself from the prayer, but I'm asking Allah, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with that? And it becomes much more easier for me. I love prayer because of that. But I have a friend, subhanallah, that girl, whenever she touches the Quran, the love that she has for the Quran, whenever she touches it, she always finds her solutions there.
Wow.
She always finds her solutions there. She'll tell me,
Mashallah.
Munira, I'm thinking of doing this and this. And I'm like, okay. And then she'll tell me, let me first of all read Quran and then think about it. By the time she's coming back to me, she's like, I was thinking about it while reading Quran.
Mashallah.
And this happened for me. And I'm like, you do know that you're Ahlul Quran. I admire that for you, but at the same time, I do know that it might not work out for me. So everyone has a different aspect.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that you mentioned maybe you're praying, you're doing the Quran, you're doing all the spiritual things, and you still feel like I'm still stressed, I'm still anxious, I'm still feeling low energy. And you said there might be other underlying issues that need to be addressed with a professional help. And I was just thinking of the way those aspects brings in a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, and you even start judging yourself, thinking like maybe I'm being punished by Allah. And I hope one day we will have a deeper conversation on mental health, spirituality, and also Islam, and even bring in qualified professional people who can understand both aspects and maybe see better ways to deal with it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I would love us to end here. Please, I am sure you have a lot of questions, a lot of clarifications that you would love to get. Come back and join us for more conversations in the next episodes. Thank you.